believe it was like a month and a half, 2 months in. I was sending postcards to landowners. Lady, husband passed away, didn't want the land anymore, got under contract. And one of them was like, oh yeah, I actually want a personal residence in that area. And he bought it for $50. So
awesome.
First wholesale deal done.
Was there a specific deal early on that like gave you momentum that was like, all right, let's keep going down this path?
Yeah, it's funny, man. I sometimes with kids too, I hear this, but I feel like there's a good bit of investors that first deal just works. It doesn't have to be a huge, like you said, headliner deal, but it just works out somehow and sets that hook right in your investor mouth. But I believe it was like a month and a half, 2 months in. I was sending postcards to landowners. Lady, husband passed away, didn't want the land anymore. I asked her what she wanted for it. She said 30 grand. I said, great. Got under contract, talked to a couple of the builder guys that I knew, and one of them was like, oh yeah, I actually want a personal residence in that area, and he bought it for $50. So
awesome.
First wholesale deal done.
So you mentioned postcards?
Postcards, yeah.
Was that your main strategy for getting leads, or were you doing some other stuff too?
So I was running out of prop stream, sending postcards to targeted zip codes in the area, and I grew up in the region, so I kind of knew some of the geographical layout. I would look at community development plans too, comprehensive projected plans for the counties, and kind of see maybe where some path of progress opportunities might be as well. And then, yeah, word of mouth. So once I started working with builders and stuff, and with the meetup, and that started to grow in the area and stuff, I would get land deals from people as well.
So you were wholesaling, but you were also flipping?
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of flips.
Okay, not a whole lot of flips.
Yeah, even with my construction background, I think flipping can be pretty risky.
So you will take some risks, but flipping is like flipping at scale. Can be very risky, right? If you have 10 projects going on at once or something like that. But
no, I'd cherry pick flips. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I have probably done 3 flips, maybe. Like I would just do it when it was the right fit, fell in my lap, but that's not really my game. My game is like to build a rental portfolio. I've wholesaled maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I want to buy and hold as much as possible. Did you ever get into the buy and hold game? Build a portfolio?
I didn't. When I started investing, I was doing the wholesaling. I always kind of thought I wanted to be a syndicator when I grew up.
Okay.
And so I was looking at syndication deals all the time, just poring over data, looking for, investor avatar, typical returns, deal structure, markets, all that kind of stuff, right? While I was doing that, this was 2020, and I started seeing people sell their homes and RV full time. That piqued my interest just because of how quick and how many people were doing it so quickly. It seemed interesting to me. So when I started jumping into the data, I was looking at RV sales data. It was taking a hard J turn. I think 2021 or 2022, the average new RV purchaser age was 33. So the top 2 demographics that you had were baby boomers and millennials that were doing it. And so I joined the Virginia and the National Association of RV and Campground Owners and went to their conference and talked to consultants and stuff. They do an annual survey of all their members as well, and they compile an annual report on ownership stuff and campers and what they're looking for and that kind of stuff. And so poring over that data, putting together my projections for a park and that kind of stuff. And so instead of a rental portfolio, my personal goal is to develop a campground.